Alright, BobalosRex here, and today it's a lore rant, and we're talking Azeroth, the Prime Worldsoul. We got it confirmed. Now, you may have known that I've been kind of thinking about this for quite a while now. I'll talk about the clues that we've had and some before I've noticed, and then when I started to notice, and then when we really got it confirmed, is right now. If you did the quest last week where you got the Titan fragments, it would have led you into here. And in here, it plays this.
Who granted me the gift of the Forge, has relayed information from the Pantheon about our purpose. To create order from the chaos of the cosmos, the Titans search the great dark beyond for the Prime Worldsoul. This Worldsoul, the most powerful in existence, they would guide to become the greatest Titan of all. In time, they came to sense a mighty presence within the world called Azeroth. The Pantheon made their way to the nascent Worldsoul, hoping that their search was at an end.
Amazing. It's as though Keeper Arcadus was delivering the word of the great Khaz'goroth himself. These logs must be the Architect's personal records of everything. I wonder how many more we can recover.
I know of Arcadus from my studies in Casmodan. But this Worldsoul he speaks of? Here on Azeroth? Do you think that's what Granda Magni was hearing all those years when he was a speaker?
I am not sure what significance this might have for my people, or my purpose. But I have faith in the Titan's plan for us.
Now, I'm going to get more into the Earthen connection because I just got a thought about the Earthen connection. But yeah, I'm excited for more of these quests to play out because I wonder when Arcadus put these discs together. Like, was it when Khaz'goroth beamed into him and he was just like, I gotta get this down? And it's very interesting that we're getting Arcades back when we just got Tyr back and their buddies. More on that in the Earthen video I'm going to work on next week. But let's talk about Azeroth, the Prime Worldsoul, and we're going to get Cosmic in this one. Alright, and I may go big mode. Because take a look at this. Alright. Now, it's a little chart I made linking the cosmology, because we got the 6 forces, and then we got reality, so that led to the center. You know, here, I'll pull up the cosmology. I should have had it ready. Here. Oh, this is the death one. Well, that's a good one too. Boom. Alright, the 6 forces. Alright, you know what? Let's pull it back. I'm getting ahead of myself. What were the clues that told us that Azeroth's Worldsoul was special? Because we kind of know. We've kind of been getting these hints of Azeroth's Worldsoul being extra. and they call it a prime world soul, and they're trying to make it the prime titan. And that had me thinking. But let's talk about the hints. So when was kind of the earliest hint? I would say it was actually at the end of Shadowlands, when we saw the jailer using Azeroth to power his thing, right? But he had access to Argus. Why would he have to use Azeroth versus Argus unless Azeroth's a little extra? As big brain as the jailer here. So, next up, when did we start to see this? I would argue we started to see this in Dragonflight in the Halls of Infusion, and I called this, oh my god, this was one of the crutches of my one earliest Titan conspiracy video. Kajin, yeah, let me make sure this is Kajin the Unyielding seeds with hatred for Keeper Tyr for tampering with the ancient wellspring beneath Tyrhold. Waters that once flowed with the eternal essence of Azeroth has been polluted by Order magic. If she's a Titan World Soul, why is it polluted with Order magic? Wouldn't it already be in there? Wouldn't she already have the Order magic in there? Boom. Alright. Then, at the end of Ymir Soul, the aspects are like, Azeroth gave us this power. It don't feel like Titan power. I don't know how to look at the camera right now. I'm going through the setup change. But yeah. So we have known that Azeroth is Titan Plus, and now we got the thing. It's Worldsoul. It's Prime Worldsoul. It's the biggest, juiciest Worldsoul. Amantul, baby Worldsoul. Anar, well, maybe a baby world. They're less prime world souls, non-prime. All right. So, let's talk about the cosmic forces, okay? We're bringing it up. So, we see look at this, the three, reality. So, I think it's confirmed. World Souls aren't necessarily Titans. Okay? Amanthul was the first World Soul turned into a Titan, so whoever's running the Order House made the first World Soul a Titan. And then Amanthul went going around going, boom, Titan. You're a Titan. You're a Titan. You know? Or maybe the original Titans aren't even World Souls, and they were just Order sent out some stuff to affect reality. Well, okay, let's talk about this. So, we see all these forces sending out stuff to affect our reality. Okay? We see all these forces come into play to create our reality. Okay? And we had this recent book, the Arathi book. Did I get it on this channel? I don't have it on this channel. But I'm going to log over while we're looking at the cosmology chart. So, we had that Arathi book talk about the monopolar reality, and it really had me thinking, okay? And then some other people have been talking about some lore, But you know, I've been on this Titan stuff, this cosmic stuff, and some of this I've been talking about for a bit. But let's just talk about it again. So enough talking about that. So we see the cosmic forces trying to affect Azeroth herself, honestly. Okay? So clearly, all the cosmic forces are trying to affect reality. We know from Chronicles, what is to be believed, you know, that the light in its way to affect reality, it sent out light shards, okay? One of these light shards we may see in Hollowfall, honestly. Baladar may be one of the shards of original light that landed on Azeroth, because the light was like, I need to affect these places. You know, maybe that's why there's a close connection to Elune, but Elune's more life now. But maybe there's a connection to Anshe or some other, like, we see people in Azeroth seeing Naru, so there's Naru affecting Azeroth in a way, and maybe it could all be coming from this in a way. We don't know yet. We'll know soon enough. Oh, I'm at the crystal. But yeah, so we see light affect the cosmos. We see void affect the cosmos. They sent out the old gods, but they also summon themselves. The void lords also try to summon themselves. Okay, we have seen that. We haven't seen the light lords try to summon themselves, but we see the light try to affect reality. We see the void try to affect reality. We see disorder try to affect reality. Chaos, Fel. We haven't really heard of Fel. Well, there's things called Fel Lords, but we haven't heard about the Lords of Disorder, as I call them, and what they're about. You know, basically Sargeras just took demons and were like, let's fuck shit up. You know, we don't really know if there is like an Order Lands and a Disorder Lands. But then we got told of the Titan homeworld. So we got the Twisting Nether. Maybe there's a central point of the Twisting Nether and there's Lords of Disorder. Maybe they just let Sargeras fuck around with the demons and they're like, yeah, whatever, we're chilling. That could always be a thing, man, the return of the Legion. But we see the Legion try to affect reality. We see death kind of try to affect reality. Basically through the jailer. You know, he made the soul, he put those soul forges. I was going to talk about all the stuff on Azeroth. So, the crystal on Azeroth from the light. Disorder, 1, it got stabbed by the Legion. 2, we've seen demons trying to invade Azeroth all the fucking time. Okay? Death, the jailer strapped a freaking soul forge to use Azeroth's Worldsoul to change reality. Alright, so clearly, alright, stuff has got, all the forces got some stuff. The Void sent the old gods. The Titans literally ordered the planet. They put these big Titan machines all over the planet. Let's count how many they got. Just that we know so far. Khazalgar. Alright, we got Anchorage. Alright. We got... They did some stuff in Ungoro. What else we got? Titan... we got Titan stuff over here. We got Titan stuff in Pandaria. We got a little bit of Titan stuff here. We got Titan stuff right here. We got Titan stuff over here. We got Titan stuff up here. We got Titan stuff down below the Tomb of Sargeras. That's very interesting. Don't forget that. Do not forget that. Why the fuck was that there? What the fuck is that? Titans. What was built around the Well of Eternity? Titan. They did a ton of shit on this planet. You know what life tried to do? You know what life tried to do? Life just wanted to plant a couple of trees. That's all life wanted to do. I'm still working on my ruptured leg video because it's very interesting with the undersea, the hollow earth, and where we're going next. And I really think we're going somewhere next. But life just wants to plant some trees that grow and grow. Sometimes they grow too much. You know, the spore mounds. Not life's best showing. Alright? But they clearly want to affect planets. And that's the thing. They'll affect whatever. There's like a reality. And I'm going to talk about the reality because when you look at the chart, right? This, when I made this shape, because you want to connect all the points, yada, yada, yada. And it's a funky looking shape. And then I was like, this really looks like a cube. This really looks like a cube. And then I was like, bingo. Bingo. It is a cube. Think about it. Think about it. Right? The center of this cube. Okay? There's a... Think about all these individual squares, right? And then we were talking about the monopolar book from the Arathi. Okay? Think about the sides of a cube. Okay? So, void, light, nature, death, order, disorder, and then in the center is reality. And where these touch, okay, where these forces interact, we also get the elements, okay, because we talk about monopolar forces don't fail, kind of destructive. Light burns out. When you use a light, it's boom. Disorder, boom. Nature, well, it's sporadic growth. It's boom, growth. Order, boom, robot. Old god, boom, shadow. And then death, boom, you're dead. Alright? But then when you think about earth and fire and decay, that stuff you see manifested a lot more. I don't know, I'm just trying to explain the monopolar stuff. You can channel some shadow spells. But you see a lot of the elements form around the connections, in my opinion. Right? So we see these elements here. So you have the fundamental forces that everything is built off of. Okay? Which to me would be the sides of the cube. And at the very center, okay? So like this, so say this side is death, right? So this is the realm of death. This is the Shadowlands. These squares are the Shadowlands, like, manifest, okay? And then at its center, okay, is Zereth Mortis, okay? And it kind of holds that point together, okay? So here, I'll show my chart. Here, I'll go a little big so you can see my chart, because it's basically this, where I connected the forces. So we see here. So you just connect. You get this star shape. It's weird. It's just a shape though. And then yeah, I see it as a cube. So you got disorder over here. And then I looked up the Zereths. So you got Zereth Tumult sword. I put the sword down. And then we got... I put the... So, there's like this space. Here's the thing, right? When I think about it as a cube, right? There's like this space. If the faces are the fundamental forces, right? Okay? Then at the center of these forces, all these forces came together. The first ones or whatever came together, and this is talked about in Zereth Mortis when we're doing all the quests out there. This is talked about. So all the forces come together and created reality, right? It said it's just light and void, but I feel like it's all the forces. The first ones came together, okay, to create this reality, right? To create this point. We see they created a center point for death, created its side, its function to hold this reality together. I assume there was a disorder person that created their side. Clearly there was someone for order, probably pushing for making this a structure as it is. Life, we see, okay, we want this universe to have life flourish. And then shadow, they're like, there is darkness and there is light. And then death was like, well, shit gotta die, but because death and life actually came together because they're like, okay, we're gonna have a system for death and rebirth to keep the system going. I'd imagine at an early point, Order and Disorder were like, okay, as you destroy, we will construct to keep this cycle going. And then Light and Void, maybe at the initial point, Light was like, I'm chilling. The Void can exist. It's only later that the Void's like, yeah, no, I want to affect stuff. But to be fair, the Light sent out stuff first. The Void copied the Light. So there you go. Who sent out stuff to control reality first? It looks like the Light. Which may mean Beladar is really old, so then whatever the rupture was that the dwarves got sent to would have been this lake. Oh. So it is an ancient lake. More on the ancient lake later. So we see all the fundamental forces trying to take over Azeroth because she's special. And that's basically the video. But in this, I was also trying to add up the elements, right? And I think each element is a combination of forces. So right here, void and death, we see decay here, okay? And in this, here's the cool part with this. Can I go back? Yeah, I want to go back. Okay, with this, I can actually compare it to this one and see what's the same, okay? Because these are rearranged again. But here, when you work with the cube, this works, right? So death is still opposite to that. Shadow's still opposite to light. You're just looking at it from a different angle. So they would be looking at it from the realm of death. I had blue as death. Okay. So they see it as death, life, light, order. Oh my god, this all fits my freaking thing. And then they give these two to light, so life, disorder, shadow, yeah. There you go. See? It just depends on how you're looking. And I definitely think the sides where these forces meet are what create the elements we see. And I think there's actually more elements than the elements we're seeing here. These may be the fundamental elements, but as we've seen in recent times, we're getting some more mixed elements. I wonder what blood magic. I think about crystal magic. I think about domination magic. Soul magic. You know? Is chaos its own magic different than Fel? You know? Is necromancy kind of its own thing? But we see some of the forces be able to practice necromancy. I haven't seen order necromancy. I haven't seen light, or I haven't seen. I've seen maybe some shadow necromancy. We haven't seen. Life and death actually play away, so there is some kind of necromancy, but it's not. But it's through rebirth, it's through death. But we've seen necromancy with light, we've seen it with death, we've seen it with disorder a little bit, and a little bit with shadow, so there is some commonality there. But I'm gonna talk about one other video. I did a video when I did Re-Chronicles where I was thinking about how the elementals, how the fundamental forces share stuff with each other, right? So order is very strict order, but death likes order. We see them, the great cycle, death is trying to keep order that life is trying to break. We see light want people to follow orders, all right? But then with shadow, life, and disorder, we see the chaos. We see the disorder trio, the order trio. Then we see the death trio, maybe the life trio. Well, look at here. You got the light trio and the shadow trio. Look at that. How these ones look darker. Did that look that way here? No! Interesting! In this one, see? All of these are actually shaded in. Where these ones are very bright. Interesting. I have both of these books. What do we find here? But then, yeah, you can compare the forces. So, for Order and Void, Earth kind of fits between both of them. But I think Water and Void. But then see, so here would be Void, right? Then I would want to know what forces go together. So, like, if Water was on this border, and then another element is on here, there is some bleeding through with the forces, right? They like to combine, okay? In our reality, they came to be together to create our reality, so they like to combine. And then we also see these other realms, and that's why I drew it like this. You can see, like, the other realms, so we'd have the Shadowlands, which may be on this section between Death and Fel, or maybe Death and Void. But I liked putting Death and Void and Nyalotha in between the thing, because the old gods are like, we travel to Nyalotha when they die. They are part of their own cycle. They use death. So Nyalotha would be between that section, that cube of the cosmos, that intersection of these forces. And then the Titan homeworld, I actually put in between Order and Shadow, but maybe you want to put it in between Order and Nature, and then, oh, that doesn't work on my chart here, but maybe it could work that way. But maybe have Nature near Shadow or Disorder. Interesting. Life near Disorder. No, maybe either way, like, I think there's a lot of intermingling of these elements, and we may find a lot more realms in the cosmos of WoW. You know, we got other Xeris, whether you like them or hate them. I actually really like this cosmic lore when we get some of it, and maybe not having a full expansion in one would be good, but tasting, getting little tastes in a patch, in a patch, getting a taste of one of these realms would be really cool. Like, I definitely think maybe by the end of Last Titan, we may see the Titan world, the Titan realm, get a glimpse of the Titan realm. You know, we've seen their structures out in space. We've seen the seat of the Pantheon. But where did they come from? They're hiding something. You know, is Azeroth a prison? The more you think about the logo for the Last Titan, those rings, is Azeroth a prison? Did they imprison Azeroth's Worldsoul to make her order? And maybe she's trying to push back. You know, these Earthen are talking about Path of the Titans. Which Titan are they talking about? They may see Azeroth as a Titan, and she may be leading them. I definitely think that new Earthen may be a manifestation of Azeroth. Alright? And, that's basically, what I think I have here, what happens next, and I'm just like, yeah. I think we're gonna see some of these other forces come into play. We're seeing Fire and Arcane come together, you know. Blizzard has wanted to make Order its own thing, but maybe Arcane is an element manifestation of Order, and I put life here, but maybe light. Maybe it's Void. The manifestation of Order in Void magic is Arcane. I would edge towards life, but yeah, you know. So then there would be a need for designations between Arcane, because we do see a purple Arcane manifestation, and then when Order magic, it's Order, but we do know Arcane comes from Order. You know, mages use Arcane magic, and then we see Fire manifestation, so maybe there's a connection between Order and Fire, but I think that connection is secondary, because I think Fire has a very close connection between Light and Disorder. And we see manifestation as Fire. Alright. You know, and then, like I said, if we're a cube, right, then it's very easy for those forces to mix with the others, and then at these other inflection points, mix with all the three, like a couple. You know? And then in our reality, in the center, all six can intermingle. And then apparently at the center of that is the prime Worldsoul, which is Azeroth. Alright. That's the lore rant. I gotta talk about the next few lore rants, because this is kind of like a bridging one to stuff I want to work on. So I'm going to be working on an Earthen video where I want to talk about what's going on with Tyr, Arcades. Are they going to be teaming up? I got some theories about that. And then we should be getting some... I want to talk about this lake, but I also... I'm curious what we're going to get with the Harnir, but I'm really curious at what we could be getting next. But it may be a while till we hear what we're going to be getting next. But I also want to talk about where we may have a zone. Because I don't think I've done a video proper on where we think we're going to have a zone. Everyone's talking about up here. Look at this hole. You know, you can fly up here. Oh, you can't see. Like, what's this hole? You know, there's that. But then there's also the crystal. Can we go in the crystal? Maybe both. 10.1 or, in my theory, 10.07. And then Belladar takes us to 11. 11.1 or 0.07. And then Belladar takes us to 11.2. But I already talked about my theories on that too. So, yeah. More lore. More rants. I feel like I was talking about Azeroth being more than just a world soul for a while too. So, I'm happy it's finally confirmed in that quest. When I did it and I was like, wait, what is this? And then he was like, a thing started playing. I was like, hold up. And then they were like, Azeroth, the Prime World. So I was like, how is no one talking about this? This should be immediate news. Because I did a little bit later in the day. I was like, this is big news. So yeah, Azeroth, the Prime World Soul. She's special. And I think she's gonna pop off. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. That's why everyone wants a piece of Azeroth. Every force wants a piece of Azeroth. They need to calm down. Let her choose. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.